Coliseum roars with 100,000 fights. AJ's got his fire wheels gripping tight. He's gunning for the lead like a man born to fight. Double D's chrome toasted, glinting in the turns. Kicks up sparks, leaves rubber that burns. Gabe slicing through, ice cold as steel. At Bristol, baby, you race or you kneel. 'Cause she's a Bristol bitch, ain't got no shame. She'll chew you up and spit out your name. High banks, tight walls, tempers ignite. Where legends are made in the heat of the night. Phil's leaning in, Ron's riding that edge. Corn's wrecking hearts from the front to the ledge. Bristol, Bristol, no place to flinch. She don't give mercy, that Bristol bitch. Ron's got that grin like he's been here before. Left his fenders on the wall and still beg for more. Feels pounding gears like a man possessed. He don't chase trophies, he lays them to rest. Corn's flying blind with nothing to lose. Takes 3 wide in the marbles like he's wearing no shoes. Gabe's got his groove, AJ's on his tail. But one loose turn and this train's off the rail. Yeah, she's a Bristol bitch, meaner than sin. She'll break your pride before you can win. Concrete jungle, high-speed cage, where fuel meets fury and rage hits the stage. Phil's throwing bows, Ron's wheeling slick. Corn stirring chaos with every click. Bristol, Bristol, no time to switch. You either drive mean or serve that bitch. No mirrors, no friends, just steel and sound. You dance with the devil on that half-mile ground. She don't forgive, she don't forget. You either send it deep or drown in regret. One last lap and the crowd's going wild. Double D's flying like a reckless child. Phil's on the apron, Gabe's rim riding tight. AJ's throwing sliders in the dead of the night. Corn's in the smoke, Ron's rising rich. All bow down to the Bristol bitch. You don't tame her, you just try to survive her. Welcome to Bristol. Systems armed. Free screen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with the very last NASCAR Generations race, possibly ever, from Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the old 08 scan. I'll go ahead and get this up on screen so you can at least see who we're looking at, and we'll get some race info up while we're cruising around the track here. We got 110 laps tonight, 4 sets of tires. 82 degrees in the air, makes it about 112 on the track tonight. We got about, what did I figure, about 15 drivers ready to do battle tonight. So it should be a good one. I expect to see some green flag pit stops tonight, which will be pretty cool. But all in all, starting to get down to, like I said, the end of the NASCAR Generations series is Corn has decided to revamp some things, and as far as I'm aware, unless things have changed, we'll be doing a truck series next time. So I know that there's a whole deal with that. I don't want to spoil it too soon. We'll have him on after the race is over to kind of talk about that and in the direction things are going to go there. But yeah, quite a decent little field here, and I think we've got the track temp just about right for this setup. Diggs, to answer your question, he's in a Hail Satan car. He actually had to change his paint scheme for this. See if I can get it. There you go. There's the Hail Satan car. Oh, and there's actually a funny story that goes with this paint scheme. So we had a fast car race, and he got wrecked, like intentionally wrecked, because of the paint scheme, which was absolutely hysterical. And I got approached about why we would let somebody run a Hail Satan car in the race. And I go, well, he's an admin. And the guy's like, what do you mean he's an admin? Well, he's an admin in the Discord server. And the guy got freaked out. It was great. But no, today's been really interesting. I've gotten quite a bit of things done today surrounding the rig. I finally went and got some 1-inch foam boards, so I've got a lot of things boxed in. I still got to do behind me, but I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that because the seat kind of pokes through the frame, but we'll get it figured out. But hopefully I'll have that figured out tomorrow before we start doing our slow car and fast car stuff. So, but I can tell you that it holds a lot more noise in, which is very interesting to me. Although it doesn't hold as much heat, which is kind of strange. Actually, Diggs, I can turn the camera on so you can kind of see. I got, turn this just a little bit. We got some white foam board, that foil back stuff. It was like the cheapest stuff that I could find, at, not Home Depot, but Lowe's. So, but it's kind of same idea. So, I don't know why we're not gridding up yet. So I don't know if Mike finished his lap and then said to heck with it. I'm not real sure. But he's the only one in the car on pit road. Why doesn't your paint show up on stream? It should. James, what paint is supposed to be on that car? Because I might be able to force it. Move this over here and we'll see if I can't clear it out. Oh, I know it gets everywhere, Diggs. I'm looking to see. Because you are in the Ford. I know the ARCA is listed somewhere here. It's the ARCA Ford. Let's get rid of that, and then we'll refresh trading paints here real quick while we're waiting. That should fix it, James. So it should pull it down for us. All right, I will get the grid up. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Command tape might work, Michelle. You might be onto something there. Why is my grid not working? Okay, there we go. Get this out of the way. So we've got Gabe Griffin going to start on the pole with a 30.226. Then we've got Corn to the outside, starting in second. Ralph Connor, the Flying Fossil, he starts third tonight. Gary Freeman going to start in fourth position. JD McHaley starts fifth. Diesel Weasel starts in sixth. We've got Eric Cap starting in seventh. Mike McHaley starts in eighth. Eric Dillingham starts ninth. James Phillips is 10th. Special Phil is our race control, so he doesn't count. It means Ron's going to start 11th. And that is all we've got for tonight. So we'll get that off the screen. Get our track map up. We'll get our logos, and we'll get our tower. Alrighty. Should be getting ready to roll here momentarily. Yeah, I don't plan on sanding on it much, Diggs. I'll say that. I did find out though that razor blades are still not my friends. As I took a good chunk out of my finger, so. All right. We should be getting rolling. I want to check on James's paint. Yep, he is in the maroon car. Alrighty. I do like the fact that we are at Old Atlanta. To me, Old Atlanta offers a lot better racing than New Atlanta. I don't know. It's New Atlanta is fun. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's fun within reason. Oh, good Lord. Alrighty. Well, the pace car should be ducking off here as we get through 3 and 4, or rather the pace truck. Kind of funny that Gordon decided to pick the truck for tonight. And then Gabe will get this thing get going as soon as we hit the restart zone. It's all his. And we're green flag racing from Atlanta. Gabe out to a good start already. I see 3 wide in the back. Good Lord. Gabe leads out of turn number 2. Corn hot on his heels as he tries to get away from the pack. We'll see how long Gabe can keep the tires on. He was struggling a little bit in practice to not hit the walls. Corn dives to the inside. Down into turns 1 and 2 we go. Corn's keeping him pretty honest there. Check off the gearbox. Corn looking to the outside of him. He's going to cross him up. Side by side down into turn number 3. See if Corn can roll the bottom and pull away. And just like that, he does. Gabe's going to let him go for a little bit. Probably not the worst idea. Move back a little bit further. Gary Freeman, Eric Cap in a battle for 3rd position. They keep going back and forth. But it looks like Diesel Weasel's going to try to make a run of it. Everybody else behind this little battle, all in a straight line. Gary's going to lead into 3, cut across Cap's nose there. As Gary's slowly trying to reel in Gabe and Corn. Got a little 5-car pack going here. Cap gonna dive it back to the bottom. And Cap's gonna try to go for the lead as Corn's on the outside. Gary's loose. Cap's still hard to the throttle. He's almost to Gabe's rear bumper there. Can't quite get it done yet, but Gabe gonna try to go back around corners or side by side off of turn number 4. Eric Cap gonna try to make it a three-way battle as we head down into turn number 1. We're only 5 laps in. These guys are racing like it's the last lap. Corn starts to clear Gabe. Cap goes with him. Gabe gonna fade in. See if Cap makes another run at Corn here. Oh, Eric Cap gonna go for the lead. Corn up way high. Corn doing everything to keep it off that wall on the outside. Corn gonna come back. Cap's gonna roll the bottom. Diesel trying to go with him too. Cap clears Corn. Ooh, it gets hairy. Diesel almost gets into the back of Corn as we came off of 4. Three wide per second. Corn gets the wall. Looks like they're going to straighten out. Let's see if we can't. Looks like Gabe's going to try to take it back to Corn again. Hey, Gabe's trying to get to the bottom of him. The big thing is especially with old Atlanta, you can push, but the question is for how long? You know, at some point the tires are going to go away on this car, and it's going to happen rather quickly. Side by side off of turn number 3, Corn and Gabe. Gary brushed the wall back there. Gary's going to slide it to the inside of Gabe here. See if he can motate her on the bottom. You can see the rubber starting to pick up on the bottom. And Diesel Weasel headed to around Eric Cap for the lead. Back to the battle for third, though. Gary trying around that bottom still. He's trying to make her work. 3 wide off of turn number 2. Man, this is a lot of back and forth. And we're only almost 11 laps in. Gary trying to find a way around Zach Corn. Still can't do it yet, though. I did see somebody flying up through the field. I seen a father ball coming forward. He ain't been in the sim much. He's been on vacation a little bit more than he anticipated. Gary's still trying to go after Corn. Father ball on his way up through, though. I think Mike just biding his time, kind of waiting the tires to come back at him. Man, Mike McHaley is a man on a move. So we have to talk about the guy leading right now. Diesel Weasel leads right now. And the man has won back-to-back NIS weeks with a Daytona 500 and an Atlanta win so far. So I would keep an eye on that 71 car. Just gonna say that. Looks like everybody's starting to kind of chill out Well, you see, Robbie, it's one of them things that he keeps saying he's just not that good. I think he's better than just not that good. Oh, Gary's made his way around corn. Botherball going to try and do it now. Yeah, right, Daryl. Botherball trying to get around corn side by side through 3 and 4. Oh, Diggs 100%. We've all been telling him that all week. Well, last couple of weeks, honestly. Still side by side for that 5th position. Ralph Connor going to get around the father ball. It's the battle of the old folks. Sorry, Mike, I had to. And here comes Eric Dillingham in the 666 car to the outside of Mike as well. I kind of wonder, though, if Mike isn't saving more tire running that bottom. Hard to say, though. Back to the lead. Diesel's going to lead another lap. 16, almost 17 laps in. If we go off the gearbox, he's just driving away from Eric Cap. Staying smooth best he can. Man, this looks really slow from this angle. I'm actually kind of shocked at how slow it looks. So it's all Diesel out front. Come back here to Eric. He's by himself as well. Well, he's got Gabe right there. But they're not really letting Diesel go. And at least they're in a draft pack so they can suck back up to him. As you see, they're starting to get Diesel closer and closer. Gary trying to hang on to Gabe's draft. Try to get up here and maybe challenge for a win late in the race. So far, clean running up front. We'll go back a little bit further. Oh, Eric's around. He saves it. Nice save by Eric there. We got the battle of the McHaleys here. I love it, Diggs. And it looks like the front runners are starting to pack back up again. It's very interesting how this ARCA car runs around here. You would think that you'd want to just kind of check up, roll the bottom, and go, but it looks like Diesel's really making that midline work for him. As we go to Eric Cap, go off the nose of his machine for a minute. You can tell he's not really hard in the throttle, just kind of managing it through the corner, trying not to let that right front tire get burned up, because that's a real big issue with this car here. So another time around the track, Diesel's still in the lead. Feel how much fuel these guys got. I didn't know if they were running a 75% fuel load. Okay. So a little bit shorter than normal. Oh, Eric Cap loose. He saves it. Sorry, Phil, continue. Nope, we got a caution. Look like maybe corn? I could be wrong. Oh, father ball got loose. Nothing major, just a slight bump, but both corn and father ball in that one, so. I'm okay with cautions like that because in that way it's not like all the cars are destroyed, right? Guys still got a shot at it. Right. Right. So, and I'll bet we're going to see everybody head to pit road this time. At least for a set of tires. Down pit road we go. Who's going to be the leader off pit road here? What? He must have knocked the toe out of it if Eric's got 6 minutes of optional. I think I'd save that fast repair for later when it may count. All right, so Diesel's going to lead off pit road. It basically remains unchanged. Although I've got JD up to 4th, Geary in 6th, so I'm not sure if JD just took fuel only. We can find out. Let's do that. We got Diesel at a 15-second pit stop. JD 14.5. So, what happened to Gary here? He had a 16-second pit stop. Ouch. Just gonna compare him. Yeah, that's. I don't know what happened to Gary's pit stop, but that was a little on the extra side. Let's get our race recap up so far. 26 laps. 1 caution, 3 lead changes so far. So. I think he's paying his pit crew in ice cream. 14.5. Everybody else was 15. I think we might need to drug test that pit crew. I think they're on something. Speed. All right. Pace car's going to dive off. Diesel's going to bring us to the restart zone. We'll get this thing back underway. A little bit of a slow start. That's going to put Gabe out in front. But can he clear Diesel before we dive into the corner? Nope. Diesel going to come back on him on the inside. And Eric Cap is going to try to get back forward again. Oh, man. It's getting hairy. JD was kind of bouncing around like a pinball, too. Oh, yeah. And it wants to lose the nose. I've noticed that, too. Yeah, I seen that too. JD says, "The hell with it, I'm going to the bottom." Yep. I kind of got to wonder though, because we saw Diesel sit behind for about the first 5 laps and then start to move forward. How much of it is actually going to save some tire, not pushing the crap out of it? Obviously, we see Gabe up near the wall, which is going to burn more tire inherently, but I don't know. Everybody's still in a nice tight pack, but it's side by side for the lead right now. Yeah, probably. So when he does win, it's like, holy shit, I did. But I think to that point, he rides, and without even realizing it, he's saved the tire, he saved the fuel. Ooh, that got real close. But I don't think Diesel's throwing it in as hard as, say, Gabe or even Eric Cap for that matter, because we saw Eric Cap get loose halfway through that first run, which is uncharacteristic for Cap. So right. Well, in that run, we saw Diesel. I don't think he ever went to the bottom after he got the lead. He just ran that mid and just kept running it. So, and I got to wonder how much of that is because of rubber buildup. Is the car walking? You know, what are we seeing out of the car? Obviously, we watched these cars race here earlier in the week as Diesel brushes the wall. We saw him race here earlier in the week with the NASCAR Throwback Series, and just the difference in temperature, it makes the cars handle completely different. It definitely makes it want to rotate. Yeah, I was gonna say, definitely makes it want to rotate. So, yeah, we saw that here a little bit ago. I'm just waiting to see how long before the Flying Fossil makes his way up front. He's slowly, I was gonna say, he's slowly inching his way there. Yeah, we'll see if he gets it coming off. He keeps it clean. Ralph's gonna go around Diesel now. See if he can't get to Gabe. Man, he lets her float up there. Oh, Gary's loose. Wow. Gary saved it solidly. See if we can't roll this back a little bit. Let's go TV1 on Gary. It almost kind of looked like he just pulled the wheel left a little bit more than he wanted to try to avoid Ralph. We're gonna back that up again because I want to see out Ron's windshield, because he's got to be praying to whatever religious deity he can find right now. If we go off the nose. Whoa, that was close. All right. Well, I don't know if I'd take a set of tires yet. You're only 35. Maybe fuel, but We got quite a few guys headed down pit road. Eric, Gabe, Mike, and Corn all staying out. I mean, the only thing I can see here is maybe grabbing some fuel. That's about it. Right. Well, that's never a good day. Tires. Might have saved them. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Or maybe he took right side only. Who's our second place driver currently? Yes. Oh. So Eric's just got to beat Ralph? Okay. Oh God, it's close. It's very, very close. It's really going to make things hella interesting as we get ready to find out how this thing's going to end. About about 70 laps or so. Anything can happen. Right. All right, well, these guys are in the middle of 3 and 4. Pace car will duck off. Eric Cap will bring you to the restart zone. We'll get this thing fired back off again. Here we go. Cap with a really good restart that time. And you know he's looking to see if he can't get the most laps led. I'm just looking to see. So one thing I can't see in my stuff is how many laps they've led. But so far right now, Gabe's gonna push Eric Cap as much as he can, I think. At least until the end. Move back a little bit further. You got Corn sitting in 3rd. Fatherball's 4th. Here comes Diesel in 5th. Remember, Diesel, the first car on tires. I don't know. I think I'd just kind of, if it was me and I'm in Diesel's position, I think you just kind of ride. I mean, unless they're really starting to get a gap, but try to save those tires. You see Corn wiggle there off of 4. I don't know. I think you're going to have... All right. No, I got Gabe right in front of me. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, because right now, Gabe is right there with Eric Cap. I've had it do it recently where for some reason it'll jump back like half a lap while I'm spotting someone. Weird. Yep. He makes the pass stick. Yeah, Diesel's going to come with him. I wonder if Corn's loose. Yeah. Oh! Diesel got into Corn there. Corn continues to fade. Here comes Eric Dillingham, gonna make the move around him if he can. Eric gonna try to get to his inside. Yeah, no touchy. Man, Corn is just way off pace compared to the guys that got fresh tires. I gotta wonder if he, abused them too much during that run, thought, okay, I'll save a set, and now is regretting his decision. Ooh, Corn up into the wall. Yeah. It's kind of just made or lying in the bed that he made at this point as Ron goes underneath him. Gary's going to go underneath him here in a second. Oh, man. I think you've got to here right now with the way that the cautions have fallen as Gabe Griffin has taken over the lead. Gabe leads across the start-finish line. Eric Cap going to try to push back underneath him. Fatherball coming along with Diesel. Got a little bit of a front group and a second pack right now. How hard are these guys pushing compared to the others, though? Gabe's going to run the fence. Everybody else running the mid lane. How we doing, Mark? Oh, Cap gets loose. He saves it. Wow. So that puts Fatherball up to second, and he's running down Gabe. Can Fatherball get there? Eric Cap get loose again off of turn number 2. I gotta wonder if that car, if he's got the brake bias too low. If we get a late race caution. Oh, JD just barely misses the inside wall there. I think old Fatherball's figured out how to run this car here. As Gabe's starting to get loose and Fatherball takes the lead on that lap. And Fatherball's already pulled out 0.3 over Gabe. And here comes the Flying Fossil. He's up to 4th. Well, we saw him. Look what he did at Indy. Ralph played the long game, only took 2 tires every pit stop, and just gapped the shit out of the field. When he told me that, I about shit myself. I couldn't believe it. And You, Ralph goes to the inside of Diesel. Ooh, he gets a little loose, but he keeps it rolling. Oh shit, Phil, that's funny. Oh man. Side by side with Diesel down the backstretch. I think that slip up in turn 4 last lap really hurt his momentum, so he's gonna have to try and get it rolling again. Yep. Oh, looked like they made contact there. Uh-oh, here comes Ron, the Eliminator. He's starting to head for the front. Fatherball continues to lead. Gabe Griffin second. Ralph Connors up to third. Oh, Eric Cap took tires. He hit pit road there. So Eric Cap lap down currently. Yeah, Ron's up to fourth after starting dead last. Battle for second. Phil Connor inside of Gabe Griffin. I'm sorry, Ralph Connor. Jesus, I mix you two up all the time. He can't get there quite yet. He's going to make Gabe burn his stuff up on the outside, though, trying to hold him off, I think. As Ralph gets a little loose. Yep, he's going to have to fall back in place. Ron was looking like he was going to dive it inside. Yeah, I think he's got to run like a... Oh, and he pops the wall right in front of Ron. Ron probably got a bowl of chocolate pudding in his underpants now. I think you're going to see probably a car loop it here in the next lap or so, as Gabe's going to try to take it back from Fatherball. Yes, Mark, that is a possibility. He was right next to him, and then I think he got loose, and Mike's just pulling away again. Mike's making that midline work pretty good. But Gabe gets the run coming off of turn 2. And then Mike kind of arrow blocks him into 3 and 4. And here comes the Flying Fossil again. He's tightened it up in third. I was going to say old pit road Ron. Ron trying to get under Ralph. Man, I don't know. He comes off the top. Oh, Gary's loose the back. See, it's funny because one lap it'll be fine. Oh, he's all over the track. He's around. Does he save it? Keep it. Oh, wow. Well, that's going to give Mike some breathing room. Well, Diggs, the Ralph in the 54 is one of the oldest competitors in the group. Actually, it's like a conference at the old folks' home up out front right now with Fatherball and Ralph leading the way. And it does go by oldest to youngest for first, second, and third right now. I can confirm that. Phil says we got the antique top 3. Ralph going to try to go to the outside of Fatherball. Ron going to go to the bottom. And Ron's going to take the lead on lap number 62. So there's been a shakeup in the hierarchy of the old folks' home. Where did corn come from? Man, I don't know. Maybe he didn't like all this conversation about getting beat by the old timers, but yeah, where the hell did JD come from? Oh, Fatherball and Ralph get into it. I'm trying to understand where JD and Korn came from. They both were way off the pace, and now all of a sudden they're at the front or near the front. Yeah, Ron is gone. He is almost a full second out. And what's really funny, when I talked to him earlier this week, he didn't know if he was going to run until he ran practice. Go back here, got the battle with Korn and Ralph. So right now, I was going to say, I think right now it's going to be down to these two as Ralph gets the wall there. Well, the Silent Assassin sits a lap down right now. So I think that Eric pitted at the right spot to where he doesn't. You got to remember, Cap already ran this race once before with less laps. Right. Yep, Fatherball called that he was going to have to go to pit. Ooh, Diesel's got to move around Fatherball. Yep, Gabe's flying up through the field. Oh, Fatherball missed pit road entrance. So Ron leads 0.7 over Korn. Looking to see. Korn's called out. He'll be pitting this time. So this is good news for Eric Cap. Ron has let Gabe go. Probably the smart choice here. So Ron leads over Ralph 1.2. I don't know. I think if I'm Ron, I run it out of fuel. Put fuel and tires in it. Run it to the end. See if Ron's going to come this time. Sounds like he's off. Nope, he's going to stay out again. Kind of want to look at lap times here. He is a little bit slower than Ralph, but Ralph and Ron, you're two fastest on the track, really, outside of Diesel. Eric Cap running a 31.4. So, who, Eric? Or are you talking Ron? Oh, that I wouldn't be surprised. Ron's still in the lead, 1 second over Ralph. I think he's just kind of riding. I don't think he's really pushing it because realistically, if he gets to the back of Ron by the time Ron pits, right? There's all that time on pit road and they come out almost together. And then that way he doesn't burn the tires up while the rest of the guys who just took tires are going to drive their ass off trying to catch back up. So right. Caution's out. Look like Gary crashed. Let's take a look at it. Oh, he wiggles in the middle of 3 and 4. Noses it in. Keeps it up high, but does bring the caution out. So all right, so at this point, fast repairs are off the table. If anybody's got damage, you cannot use the fast repair at this point. So right now we got 5 cars on lead lap. I think a lot of these guys are going to take the wave around here. Some of them are going to have to. Which actually puts the guys that are pitting right now in the better spot because now they're going to be on the freshest and up front. They're not going to have to drive through the field. So all right. Well, while they're under caution, I'm going to step away for a second, use the restroom, and we'll be back. Or rather, I'll leave you with Phil. Alrighty. Well, it looks like we're in 1 and 2. Be going green this time, correct, Phil? Fail. But he's end of the lead car line. He doesn't have to drop to the back of the wave around cars. So darn. So you got Gary and Mike battling for the lucky dog, so that's going to get interesting real quick. We're off in green. The only car to the outside was Ralph because of how it worked out. Oh, they make contact on entry to 1. That's going to check everybody up. Yeah, I think you're right. As Gary's trying to drive his way back to the lead lap, Ralph's taking over the lead. Gary's going to send it to the inside of Ralph, which really, if I'm Ralph, I just let him go. It's just, no, and Gary gets loose. Yeah, I think at this point, if I'm Ralph, I'm just gonna ride. I don't, yeah, I don't need to pass you. Yep. Is it me or is Gary still super loose? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was yep, cap to the inside. Watch him dive it under Gary here in a couple of laps. I will say, when the weather's right, these cars seem to run perfect. But man, you get the weather wrong in the slightest, and it makes for almost an uneventful race, as weird as that sounds. Cap getting real close to the side of Ralph's car. Yeah, he was loose, then he was tight. It's gonna drop him back to third. Yeah, it's not like the next gen where when the next gen gets loose, it's like gone. There's no saving it. Oh, Mark, yeah, Mark, there's no denying that one. Yeah, Ralph just kind of riding behind Gary. Ooh, Gary's loose as hell. Gary gonna go a lap back down. Gary gonna try to fight to get it back again. Oh, good Lord of living. Diesel gonna try to look to the inside of Gary. I think I'd rather look to the outside with how that car's been running out of the corners. Still side by side. See old Cat coming up. Yep. Yeah, and Fatherball's just kind of wait. Yep, Fatherball's just kind of waiting for Gary to loop it, because if he loops it, he gets the lucky dog. No. Cap's gonna shove it to the inside, see if he can't get around Diesel Weasel. Everybody else is kind of single filed out. Cap's just kind of waiting. There's a reason we call him the silent assassin. To the inside of Diesel. Nope. Nope. Sometimes you got to tell him, look, Cap, you're talking too much. He don't. Yep. I swear to God, we're gonna get something for his car that says the silent assassin. Oh, yeah, it's super easy, really. Put a little mime character on the end of it. Ralph trying to put Gary a lap back. I was gonna say everybody's coming back to the front of the pack. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fatherball or even Eric and Gabe come back towards the front, because they're not trying to race the ever-living dog snot out of it. I'm just watching that too fast car, wondering when it's going to go whoop, like somebody stepped on a banana peel. JD's on the move, though. He's up the inside of Ron. He's looking at the inside of Cap. And here comes Corn now. 24 at the line. Diesel to the inside of Ralph as Ralph wall rides it. I think he just got a little too tight on him up there. Can Diesel lead the last 24 laps to the end? He'll probably tell you no. Oh, we got Ron off track. Not sure what happened there. Looked like he swatted the right side of the car. Diesel's around Gary. Gary's super loose on the outside of Ralph. Gary is throwing the kitchen sink at Ralph. So Diesel leads. Gary's going to go to the inside of Diesel, see if he can't get his lap back again. Ooh, Gary looked like he was loose there again. Diesel hangs the lead. Ralph going to try to go with him. Everybody on the left side in the lead pack. Gary still a lap down. I almost kind of got to wonder, too, if there isn't a balance to driving the car hard. Kind of makes me wonder a little bit. Well, because we've seen Gary driving the ever-living dog snot out of it, and the car seems to actually want to stay better. So... Mark, to answer your question, I should have something, because I think we'll be a month in next week, maybe a week after. So I'll put together something, because I've got a lot of things that I've changed and stuff about them. So we'll have an update on those pedals here soon. Well, at this point they've cleared Gary. Now JD's got to get his way around him. Mark, I'm trying. I would really like to, after the reviews and things that I've heard, I kind of want to try the Simagic Alpha, the 18 Newton meter wheel. JD to the inside of Gary. Gary up into the wall now. That's going to knock some speed off him. Cap going to go to the inside of him. Corn back here with Eric. Him and Eric doing some battle. I told you I thought Eric might make his way up towards the front. He's cleared Corn. Go back to the lead. Ralph hounds Diesel. Diesel get... I was going to say, I just saw that wiggle too. It's not the mini Mark. It's actually one of the newer ones. So... Diesel continues to lead. Looked like Ralph get loose there coming off of 4. He's trying to run that mid lane. JD's starting to come through the pack as well. Yep, he's all over his back bumper. You can see Ralph gets twitchy in 4. Diesel gets twitchy in like 1 and 2. So it's kind of weird where they're having weird runs at. And then Ralph's gonna go up, tap the wall. It's gonna let JD go around the inside of him. Diesel's gonna lead with 13 to go. JD's moving though. He is closing in on Diesel, and I don't know. Did he balance the tires a little bit better? I mean, it's hard to say. I definitely feel like we've seen some weird things out of these cars where the guys that are way off pace all of a sudden are right up front late in the run. So I don't think so either. Yeah, no, I think I would say it's like comparable to the next gen, you know, but this car seems to lend itself to, oh, Ralph got in the back of JD. JD was loose. Man, that's a puckerable moment there. Looks like everybody's fine, though. No major words said. Yep. JD runs second. I hear Gabe come to pit road. 10 laps to go. JD starting to pull Diesel back in. Yep. But it's not like earlier where he was really pulling him in. Right now, he's just kind of a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Yep. Probably a good thing, too, with this sideways as both of them were. And JD kind of trying to stay offset from Diesel. I think just try to keep some air on the front end of that car. We're gonna have 8 to go when we hit the line. JD's gonna have to find a way around Diesel probably sooner rather than later at this point. Good. Yep. Oh, dang. So JD's gonna get by. Oh no. We'll have to find Gary. We'll roll this back a little bit. He's trying to get to the bottom. Oh. I don't know if that was really on the 15. Well, this changes some things. Well, I think you've got to take a set of tires here if you got a set left. You've been out there for far too long on the last set, so you know, hit your speed limit, hit your pit box, get off pit road clean, stay out in front. We're gonna cross the line here at 104. 3 green, white checkered attempts. All right. Oh, JD blows his box. Or does he? No? He's just forward in the box. Father ball with the lucky dog. Why does it look like Ralph's still not... There he goes. Either that or he's going to have to drive like hell up through the field. So... All right. Well, we're going to have 4 to go when we go green. Eric Cap going to be your leader. JD McKaylee to the outside. Diesel to the inside there in the 71. Eric Dillingham in the 666. Yep, this is going to get wild here in a minute. All right, pace car's off. Capsule, you're going to be your leader, and we're going racing. At this point, if I'm Eric Cap, I ain't lifting. You can run about, what, 5 laps before this thing starts to get loose? Flat out? Yeah, JD said to hell with it. I'm going for it. Eric's gonna run it to the outs. You got the Eric and Eric show for second place. Cap's gonna try and get a run to the inside of JD. He's not gonna be able to do it this time. 3 to go. Yep, Eric's in the wall. I kind of wonder if JD didn't take 2. The way that car's handling. It just seems to want to rotate a little bit better. Oh! You had Ralph and Gabe in the wall back there. Eric Dillingham is going to try to get to the inside of JD McKaylee. We got 1 lap to go when we come off of turn number 4. See if Eric's got enough speed. I see him. JD gonna block the bottom. Oh! They barely touch. Diesel to the bottom. 3 wide for second place behind JD. Oh my God, it's going to be a 3-wide. Second place finishes Eric and Corn Door. JD's going to walk away for the win. Who's going to take second? Corn's going to get second. And it looks like Eric gets third. That was a wild, wild ending. All right, let's come over here. So, Phil, do we have an answer as to who the champion's going to be on this thing? I was going to say, we got... I say, if you give me a rough guess... Is he working on that right now? Is that what I just heard? Okay. All right. Well, let's get our winner in here. We're gonna start calling this man the Bug Zapper. At least that's what Mark and Diggs just said in the chat. Did you take 2 tires there, JD? That thing looked like it was handling way better than everybody else.
Better than everybody, and when I got to the front with a fresh set, I just knew I had it.
Well, like I said, it looked like you took 2 tires because it just, the way that it rocketed through the corner after the restart. I mean, everybody else obviously took tires too, so it was kind of shocking when it just ripped. So I figured that Cap or even Dillingham was going to have something for you, and it just, I don't know, it seemed to handle better.
Like,
and obviously with a fixed series, it's tough to do anything different.
AJ, could you mute the stream for just 1 second?
On what side?
Mute us in stream.
Yep, there you go. I got it. Okay, hang on just a second. I'll bring you guys back in. You're live.
Right. Okay. Just wanted to get that before somebody got nailed.
Yep. I got it. I know whose account it is because I saw something. But anyways, well, I mean, it seemed quite interesting too. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seemed like if you sat at the back longer, and it wasn't just you. I saw this out of like about 4 or 5 other cars, Ron included. You guys kind of rode at the back, middle of the run, and then all of a sudden, as we get to about the last 15 laps, you guys are right there, and we saw Ron pull out in front. I think if it wouldn't have got to caution, I think we'd have seen you come around and probably go after Ron a little bit. Do you think the air played a part in it?
Absolutely. As long as I stayed in the draft of the lead pack, I knew that I was okay because I could just get sucked right back up to him in the backstretch, and I don't know. It's just this track. I just know how to get through the turns to save tire. And when I was practicing, I did some tests, and I was like, "Oh yeah, if I can do this, it's gonna work."
Right.
I really wanted to see if there was gonna be any green flag pit stops to see how that was gonna work out, but sometimes it just works out, and that's all that happened here. But I've always loved Atlanta just as much as like Charlotte, because Charlotte's my favorite track, but
Right.
Atlanta's right up there too.
Well, it was definitely a solid win, hell of a way to cap off the series. So you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nice to get a win, especially since I've been sick for the last few days. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah, I hear you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go for the night?
Yeah, sir. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Terminix, of course. No, but it was a great shout out to you for broadcasting these. Dad as well for racing, and Core for throwing this together. All the mods like Phil, and I know Robin helps out, and everybody watching. And I know people. I haven't watched the stream yet, but I always have a bunch of people cheer me on in there, and I so appreciate you guys. And yeah, I appreciate the support, y'all.
All righty, bud. Well, good win on the night. I will catch up with you a little bit later, bud.
Yeses.
Weirdo. JD McKaylee, everybody.
God.
All right. Well, let's get the supreme leader, second place on the night, Zach Cord. At one point, I didn't know if you were going to be even close to the front, and then here at the end, it's you and Dillingham fighting for second and third place here.
Man, that was a hell of a race. It was a really good race. Yeah, I think there was contact made between me and Eric. We were three wide with
everybody
Diesel
made
there.
contact.
The
You
contact
weren't
there,
special.
the contact that was made between the three of us, it slowed us up just enough that made let JD get away. A good win by him, an absolutely good win by him.
Yeah, I think
I got a
once
question for you, Corn. How
What's
did
that?
you let Ralph outrun your fast lap by 1/1000th of a second?
I can tell you.
I honestly I couldn't tell you.
I can tell you.
Do you want to know the real kicker?
What?
The real kicker? The three drivers, myself, Eric Cap, and Ralph, okay, that were running for the championship in this race. We all scored the same amount of points.
Oh, you're shitting me.
So Ralph won it by 2 points.
Ralph won the championship by 2 points. Eric Cap came in second. I came in third.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You guys raced 110 laps for nothing.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, that makes things even more interesting. Well, I got to get one more interview done before we get Ralph in here. So, Corn, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna grab Eric since he got third on the night. So let's talk to him really quick, and then we'll get Ralph in here for a minute too. So, all right, Eric, you jumped in with the Hail Satan car, looped it early. I heard you on the radio. I'm not gonna repeat what you said. And then you come back. You come back to finish almost second. What gives, man?
You know, just had to keep y'all on your toes. You know, had to put up a good show for the fans.
Well, it was funny. We were talking with JD about this, and Corn, you could pipe in too. But you guys were at the back of that pack. Eric, you were back by Gabe and even Fatherball at one point early in that run, and it was staying green. Next thing we know, here you come. You're up to like third, fourth place by the time the caution comes out.
Yeah, I was hoping that caution wouldn't have came out, because I don't know if I was just managing my tires just right, and I had like maybe half a lap to the good, so that caution came out. It's like, well, it just kind of throws that that plan out the window.
Right.
And as I was coming down pit road, I'm bouncing between, do I go 2? Do I go 4? Do I go 2? Do I go 4? I just went 4. And in hindsight, maybe I should have gone 2, but I mean, I'll take 3rd. I mean,
Never go 2.
I was gonna say on this car, I don't know if I'd go 2, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Is because the car was so loose to begin with, and Lord knows how much rubber we put down on that track. I probably
yeah,
would've looped it as soon as we went green. But
right.
But no, that was I know that was an awesome finish.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah. I did. While I was sitting waiting, I did.
Okay.
And, that battle between me and Diesel right there, that almost kind of reminiscent of Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch there at Darlington years ago.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, well, solid run for 3rd tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go for the night?
Oh, just my wife and kids, and I'm sitting out here in my 18-wheeler and wish I could be at the house, but it is what it is. Got to make that money.
Yeah, but
and yes, for the folks watching, I'm doing iRacing in the sleeper of an 18-wheeler, so
it's a pretty dope setup. I'm not gonna lie. Well, congrats on the 3rd.
Yeah, I don't have room for triples. I'm running on a little 24-inch flat screen, but it works. So.
Hey, as long as you get to have fun, right?
That's it.
There you go, buddy. All right. Well, good job on 3rd place tonight. I'll talk to you a little bit later, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Eric Dillingham, everyone. I think we're still waiting to see if Ralph's going to join us or not. Do we know? Is he coming down here? Like, are they just going to sit up there?
Get your brother in here. Phil's not in here anymore, is he?
No, he's not. He's up there in Ralph's channel.
Yank him in here.
I'm not going to... You go up there and tell him I need to talk to him, because I don't want to just yank him in and then be talking about something. Okay. We should have an interview with our champion here in just a second, folks. Give me just a minute. Oh, man. Is he coming?
I'm bringing him.
Okay. There he is. The man of the hour, the champion of the season, the flying fossil, Ralph Connor. You used some wild tactics this season. At Indy, we saw you run an entire race on one set of only right side tires. I think it's safe to say that age and wisdom beat out the youthful exuberance this season.
Age and good luck.
Age and good luck. I love it.
Good luck from a man that won 3 races. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't he come close on that road course race? Or did
he won the road course?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
He won Daytona and he won
Indy and Kansas.
Well, in Indy, I still come back to Indy because realistically, what you tried should not have worked in that car. And you didn't just beat him. You walked the field.
That was probably a lot of laps running the Indy 500 and being very familiar with that track.
True. That probably does help. I mean, because at that point with Indy, you've almost got to know every bump and crack and crevice around that place to have a good race anyways. But
yeah, considering he's been on iRacing for 16 years now.
Yeah.
So
he's probably one of the...
Getting to be an old man.
You're getting to be an old man.
Well, the old man can still get her done.
At one point tonight, I mean, I thought we saw a meeting of the senior citizens home up front with you and Father Ball. Sorry, Ralph, I got to give you some shit.
It was good to see Father Ball up there doing good.
Well, at one point, I thought you guys were going to walk away from everybody because you guys were starting to put a gap. And then I'm not really sure if the tire fall off out front was that much or if, they were just saving tires a little bit better.
Well, that's actually the reason I was running the high side, was to try and not abuse the tires so quickly.
Right. So
See, I was running the bottom for the exact same reason. I was getting more tire save down there.
I think it just depended on how you drove it into the corner and everything.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the one thing that you could do, and I saw Ralph do it a lot, me and Phil were talking about it up here in the booth, you could get such a run off of turn 2. And it was just wild. Now, if the guy on the bottom came up, blocked your run, okay, you could try to whip it to the inside, but then it sets you up poorly for 3 and 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
That is wild. 8 points separates 4th through 1st.
that's a good season. That's a good season. But,
Look, I'm gonna say it. The only reason I didn't win this championship is because I missed 3 races.
okay, Kanye,
I
sit
thought you
down.
only missed one.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
and the only reason Ralph won it's because he won 3 and finished the rest.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, Ralph, winning a championship's not an easy feat, especially with some of the guys that are in this field. If we would have had them here all season, anybody you want to give a shout out to now that the season's over and the championship's finally yours?
I just want to give out a shout out to all the other drivers for some good clean racing and teaching me to be faster.
I don't think you hear that very often from a championship winner, but I like that. I think something to point out too, based on what Ralph just said, we had a couple of cautions tonight. Nobody got vehemently destroyed. It was all minor fender bender stuff.
Other than Ralph's glasses, because he tried to pit in Corn's pit stall.
Yeah, and then couldn't back up.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to go in the reverse.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yep.
That made me laugh.
Yeah. Well,
Me too, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, why isn't Ralph pitting his car?
Yeah.
And then Corn pulls in on top of him. I'm like, one of them's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
What's funny is that's not the first time that's happened.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's one of the things that, like, I've had it happen to where, okay, I missed my pit box, and like Ralph couldn't get it into gear, back it up, do anything. Like, the whole thing was just messed up. So, welcome to simulation racing where we're not in real cars, right?
Yeah.
But
I just figured Corn's crew is a lot faster than mine, so I was just trying to take advantage of his crew.
See, he's trying to pull into his teammate's pit box and get everything taken care of. That's what's going on here.
Should have used JD's. JD's pit crew was
man, they were
quick.
flying tonight.
No kidding.
Dude, he had a 14.5 when everybody else had 15-second pit stops.
On a 4-tire stop.
Yeah, that's nuts. But
Dude, he was nailing pit stops.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, Corn, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we wind this whole thing down for the night, for the season?
Yeah. First, Ralph, congratulations. Well-earned championship. If anybody deserved it this season, it was you. Consistent all season long, got the most wins. 100% deserved. Shout out to the drivers that consistently showed up. For those that came in, ran the races that they did, I greatly appreciate it. AJ, thank you for broadcasting the ones that you did. Doing records on the one that you did. Phil, thank you for an awesome job doing race control. Ron isn't here. He lent a hand this season doing admin stuff on the back end with what do we call it? Race reviews.
Review.
Yeah.
And just this season didn't quite go the way I was hoping it would. And I was really hoping that it would be bigger than it was, but I couldn't necessarily ask for more than it had become. and thank you to everybody that participated. This is the last season for this league. We're going to try something different in the near future, probably about 4 or 5 months down the road. I have an idea. AJ, if you have the logo and you want to put it up on stream, that's fine. I don't know if you have it or not.
No, it was in my old Discord stuff, and that got blown to
Gotcha.
shit.
Okay.
So
It's we're going to be doing a full-length truck league. By full length, I mean it's going to follow it's going to loosely follow the NASCAR truck schedule. So they run 100 laps at Daytona for a truck race. We're going to run 100 laps at Daytona for a truck race, that kind of thing. It's going to start earlier in the evening, probably about 7 Eastern. This way, we're not running until midnight kind of deal. And once we get close to that, we'll probably get some recruitment races going. You guys will see some ads on different YouTube channels kind of deal. And I hope that we get I hope that it's the league that everybody's looking for. Deal.
I think it's going to be fun, especially being trucks and stuff. Everybody loves to race trucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird to say that this one's coming to an end, because we had the death races, then it moved to this, and now we're going to move to something else, like that constant evolution, right?
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest,
it's
the death races were not one of our wiser ideas.
They were fun.
Oh,
they were absolutely a blast.
They were fucking chaos. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring that back for an off season, or we could use that for an all-star race idea. Oh God.
Do it for a fast car race.
Oh God. That actually, you've given me an idea. Speaking of, since we're about to sign
You're
off
welcome.
here, don't forget, guys, tomorrow night we have the return of Fast Car. That will kick off tomorrow. Practice opens at 7. We're going to be live by 7:30, probably even a little bit earlier, just so we can talk through everything that's changed that you guys don't know about in the meantime. So we'll have some stuff during practice before we get into racing and that sort of thing. But outside of that, I've got nothing for the rest of the night. Congrats to Ralph again. And Corn, congrats on a hell of a season here. And moving towards something a little bit different, I think, compared to what we usually see. So, on that note, everybody, have a great night. We'll catch y'all on Sunday night for the return of Slow Car and Fast Car. And you're not going to want to miss that intro, but we'll see you then.